Oh, hi, folks. I'm back. Yep, I had a little mishap. I ended up in the hospital and had a little heart job done. I got a new valve done. And I'm back in action for now. And my first show since back, I got a young lady I've been trying to get for a long time, and I finally got her. I think she felt bad for me. She decided to come on the show today. Shiina, how do you
Shiina Losciuto.
Losciuto.
From 12 News.
Shiina, I like the difference. When I wrote your name down a couple of times, it's two eyes.
Yes, two eyes.
Where does that come from?
So my mother is Japanese. My parents met when my dad was stationed in Japan. She lived in Japan, so she's like straight up Japanese.
Right.
And it's the more Japanese spelling. My parents claim I wasn't named after her, but there was a pop star that was big in Japan at the time named Shiina Ringo, and she spells her name like that too.
Oh, cool, cool. Wow.
And I would have come on this show much earlier, but I didn't see those messages you sent me.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
You did say that. Now, why didn't you see those messages?
I think because since we weren't friends on Facebook or something, it goes into this other folder that
Right. Well, that makes sense.
I didn't
Yeah.
see.
I'm sure you get a lot of.
I do get a lot of things from a lot of different people.
Yeah, a lot of strange people. Mm-hmm. So you put me in that category. Then.
Well, the system did. I didn't do that.
And of course, we have the connection of your camera person.
Yes. Nothing's off limits, right? We can talk about
You can
Ryan.
talk about anything you want.
Yes.
You can talk about Ryan.
Ryan Welch,
Yep.
my camera person. I don't get to work with him too much, but he works with me at Channel 12.
Right.
And he is just one of my best friends. And he told me that him and his brother used to work on the show with you.
Yeah.
And it was a really good experience. They've been pushing me to come, and we finally made it work with our schedules.
Yeah. They both started on the show when they were 14. When they were just young kids, junior high school even.
I think a lot of people who stay in the TV business, you have to really, really be in love with it. And they are prime examples of
absolutely.
doing it for the right reasons and stuff like that.
Well, Corey's got to be, 28 now, something like that?
Yeah, I won't give him away, but yeah, he's
a guy.
Yeah.
You can say it about a guy. You don't say it about a girl.
I don't know.
At
least 28, yeah.
He's got to be around there. He's got to be around there. Right? Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, something like that. Ryan's got to be that age.
Ryan's birthday is coming up in August.
Yes.
I think it's the 9th, maybe.
Next week.
Next week.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
Happy birthday, Ryan. So I looked at a little bit about you. You grew up in Alaska?
So
How do you go from Japan to Alaska?
I'll give you the life story.
Go ahead.
So my father was in the Coast Guard. I mentioned he was in the military.
Okay.
He is from Norwell, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense of why
You're here.
I'm here. However, my parents right now still live in Alaska. We were in the military, so we moved around. I was born in Virginia. We moved to Los Angeles, California, back to Virginia in the DC area.
Right.
And then in 2006, my family went to Alaska. And then my dad fell in love with it, so he retired from the military there. Then I was just sick of the cold, so I decided I'm going to go to college in Hawaii.
Oh my God, talk about a difference.
Yes, but so even though I've lived all over the place, I consider Alaska home right now.
Really?
Because my parents are there. But my grandfather lives in Massachusetts. So it's been nice being able to spend time with him.
Wow. So where in Alaska? What part of Alaska?
It's right outside of Anchorage, named Eagle River. So it's I don't know if I would call it a small town.
Well, actually, I've seen it on some of those Alaskan shows.
Yeah.
I have seen Eagle River.
Yeah. So it's populated. It's not like a village.
Right.
There's stores and restaurants there, but I don't even know where to compare it to here in Rhode Island.
Right.
So.
In the wintertime, you got no daylight, right?
No daylight.
What, 4 hours?
No, maybe not even. It doesn't really fully get light. It's just a little bit lighter. But I enjoyed it. I just went home in June, and it was light all the time, of course.
In the summertime, yeah.
Yep. The first day that I was there, I flew in, got there at like noon or so. I pushed myself to stay awake because there's a time difference.
How long of a flight is that?
It was like
7?
a 14-hour travel day. Well, I have to go to,
Oh, God.
I went Chicago,
Oh,
here to
okay.
Chicago,
Right.
Chicago to Anchorage. So that's like an 8-hour-ish flight,
Right.
the last leg. But long story short, I woke up at 2 in the morning and I got so mad. I said, my parents let me sleep until 2 in the afternoon because it was so bright outside.
At 2, it was still
At
bright?
2, so bright. It never really gets dark in the summer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's got to play with your
It does.
psyche.
Yes, but you get used to it because
Yeah.
I remember when I moved to Hawaii, when the sun set at 6, I was like, what's going on? I was disappointed. I said, I want the days to feel long.
Right. Well, it said at 6 in the dead of winter, right?
Yes.
In Hawaii.
Yes. Hawaii, it's like always 6, 7-ish. Just always sets.
Really?
That's what it felt like. I don't know if that's fact, but that's what it felt like.
I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. That didn't seem right. That doesn't seem right for me. I thought that was closer to the equator. I guess not. It's got to be closer to the northern.
I don't know.
North. Yeah, it's got to be close north to be dark so early. You know what? I saw the other day. Who was it? One of the weather people was talking about in the month of August, we lose 79 minutes of daylight in this month alone. That's really sad.
Sad.
That's a bummer.
It's going to start getting dark early.
Yes.
What's your favorite season?
Spring and fall.
Spring and fall.
Fall, probably.
Yeah.
The
So
only
you
thing-
should be excited.
The only thing I don't like about it is winter
Mm-hmm.
follows it. Although I'd really almost rather have winter than summer.
Really?
Oh, I hate the hot weather. 80, 85 maximum. After that, it's just too much for me.
You might like Alaska then,
Really?
because it gets nice, but like never above 79 in the summer.
Really? But don't they have a lot of mosquitoes in Alaska?
But there's no ticks there.
Oh,
Yeah. And no snakes.
No.
But there are bears and moose and other things.
Right,
So it's
yeah.
a trade-off.
Yeah. So you're not going to get bit by a little tick. You're going to get.
But swarmed by mosquitoes and bears.
Yeah. I mean, they have big mosquitoes there too, right? And I see them when you're in the city. It's not bad, but when you're out in the country, it's.
And there's more country than city there.
Yeah, they show it sometimes in the summertime, and they have to wear nets over their hats.
Because of the bugs.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little much for me. That's at the other extreme.
Yeah.
Just like being in Florida, southern Florida in the summertime, I couldn't
Too
handle it.
hot.
I don't know how people can handle
Way
that.
too hot.
Or how about Phoenix, Arizona? 30-something days consecutive over 110.
It's really bad this summer. We've run a lot of stories on that this year. Brutal.
In fact, this was July was the hottest July since recorded weather history, right?
Yeah, I believe I saw that in a CBS News report we ran. That's crazy. But here, of course, I feel like we've been getting so much rain.
Well, we got more rain than usual
Yeah.
here. But as I tell everybody that's not from here, we're not born here, not raised here, we have the best climate in the United States. We don't have any extremes.
Yeah,
We don't have tornadoes.
Yeah.
We don't have earthquakes,
hurricanes.
hurricanes.
Well, not to the
once-
extent of like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. The last bad hurricane was Hurricane Bob.
Yeah?
Yeah. But we don't get anything like they get. They get the extreme. Well, look at California. They get everything.
Yeah.
Mudslides, they get earthquakes, fires.
Fires, yeah.
They get all the stuff. And these hot spells are terrible. Can you imagine not having air conditioning?
No.
I was talking to somebody in Phoenix the other night. It was after midnight. It was 93 degrees after midnight. I mean, I just couldn't imagine.
No.
And especially if you don't have air conditioning, forget about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I like to keep my house cool. My electric bill was so high this
yeah?
last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I find kind of strange is you go to Florida, you go to any restaurant in Florida, and you need a jacket on when you're in the
Because the
restaurant.
AC is
It's way too high.
blasted.
Yeah, it's way too high. I have friends that live down in the Keys, which is a little more tempered, but not this year. They're getting a real hot temperature there now, too. Like the rest of Florida and the rest of the South. you know, the South and the Southwest is crazy. I don't know how people can survive in these kind of climates, especially the homeless people. My God, I don't know how they do it.
It's tough.
So where else have you been? You've been to when you lived in Virginia, you said you lived in the D.C. area. I would have thought it would have been more like Norfolk because of the military, the Navy, and the.
Yeah, I'm one of those kids that like never really understood what her dad did. But when we lived in Virginia, my father worked at the Pentagon. So he drove to the Pentagon every day. And it was, I really wish, I'll start over. I was very blessed to, like, all my field trips, you know, growing up in elementary school were like the historic, like we went to the museums, the president's houses. I've been to the White House because they invite military kids for like special events. The monuments, everything. It was really, really awesome to grow up in that. I wish I appreciated it more as a kid because now.
Again? Oh, man.
Exactly.
Do I have to go here?
Because now when I fly back, it's only like an hour flight. I have a few friends there still. I'm like, man, I wish I could be here longer and take in all the history now that I'm like appreciative of everything there. But Virginia was really, really fun. Really fun. But when I lived in Los Angeles, we lived extremely close to Disneyland.
Oh, God.
We could see the fireworks from my house.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
And they have fireworks a lot.
Every night. So that was really fun. I was a little bit younger, like kindergarten, first grade, and below there, but it was fun. I loved being able to see different parts of the nation.
Sure.
And when we moved, my dad put us in our family RV. We would move across country, and he would try really hard to stop at like national parks.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
That type of thing. Yeah. So I'm very fortunate in the way that my dad made that a priority for a lot of us.
Sure.
And seeing the nation. And
now, how many in your family?
4 of us. So I have an older brother. He still lives in Alaska, and he is a nurse at a place there that's like equivalent to like a Bradley hospital here.
Right.
So.
Yep. Like a kid hospital.
Yep.
Yeah. And
my mom and dad. That's it.
Oh, I thought you meant four siblings.
No, just me and my brother. My brother. Yep, and we have a family dog. Yeah.
So the perfect family there.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
I miss them. I think the hardest part of living here and doing my dream job is just being apart from them.
Now, how did you end up here? Is it because of the Massachusetts connection?
Yes. So, as we talked earlier, after Hawaii.
Yeah. It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
I don't know if I would have. I didn't really choose North Dakota.
North Dakota, my God. Yeah. The only thing worse would have been Fargo.
That's where I was.
Was it really?
Fargo, North Dakota.
I said I knew North Dakota, but I didn't know where. You were in Fargo,
North Dakota. So as soon as I graduated from University of Hawaii, I said I am going to take any TV station that will let me start right away and put me on TV. Because I actually graduated early from college because I just knew in my heart, like, I want to be a news reporter so bad already. So Fargo.
And you must have been pretty smart then to graduate early.
I just did a lot. I don't know if I would, I guess I'll call myself smart, but I worked hard. I put a lot on my plate to.
Yeah. Well, that's the Asian thing in you. That's I think that's the Asian. I've been to Asia several times.
Yeah. They, my parents always made it like not too much pressure, but like get it done.
The importance
exactly.
of education.
I had no interest. Like I had friends that took like 5 years in college just to have like that 5th easy year.
Yeah, and they do art appreciation classes like that. That did nothing for
exactly.
you.
And to me, that was like wasting money.
Exactly.
Wasting time. So.
Which a lot of kids do in 4 years of college.
Yes.
Or 5 sometimes.
So I did 3 years, but I think I'm fortunate where I had that passion that I knew what I was doing. A lot of my friends, like, they were still like 3 years. They're like,
I still don't know what I'm going to do.
And some of them still to this day, they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my major. But not me. I was like, I'm going to North Dakota. I said, this TV station in Fargo says they want me.
Here you are in Alaska. You're sitting in Alaska in your dorm right?
Or Hawaii, the Hawaii dorm.
Oh, sorry, Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, even worse. You're sitting in Hawaii, and you get notified that you got a shot at a station in Fargo.
And let me tell you, I don't even think I've ever heard of Fargo, North Dakota at that point.
See, I know of it because of the TV
That's
show.
what my dad said. He goes,
That's the
there's
only reason
there's
I know
a
of it.
movie and a TV show in
And
Fargo.
I shouldn't say the other reason I know of it, because I do follow the weather, is it's way up there and it's very cold.
Very, very cold. So my dad, I'm very close with my parents. I'm fortunate in that
I
way
gather
too.
that.
My dad flew to Hawaii, moved me out of my dorm. We flew back to Alaska. I probably had like 2 or 3 weeks at home because I said like, listen, give me some time to get my stuff in order, whatever. My dad drove me from Alaska to North Dakota.
Wow.
And it ended up being a little bit of a horror show where like my car broke down in the middle of nowhere in Canada. But we made it there, and I spent 1 year in Fargo, North Dakota. And the whole time, I enjoyed myself, and it was fun, but I thought, I am not staying here.
I don't know
It's
how.
the wind. The wind there
Really?
made every cold day
Real cold.
unbearable.
Right.
So,
A 30, 40 below zero.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we felt that, and there wasn't a lot of news there. Like, crime was low
Right.
compared to here in Rhode Island.
Right.
So I got to exercise a lot of like skill practice of
Trying to make news.
trying
right?
to find
Trying
the
to
story,
create news.
trying to find the story, a lot of fluff pieces
It's like
or
the
whatever.
biggest snowman. Somebody who had the biggest snowman.
Yeah, exactly. But I said, okay, I'm done here. And at the time, I really thought that like one day I would like to work in the Boston market because my dad grew up in Norwell.
Right.
That's like he grew up watching Channel 5, WCVB, and my grandpa was there. So I'm like, that would be the biggest dream ever. So then I started researching, and I'm like, okay, it looks like a lot of people go to Providence
Right.
first. So I applied to all 3 stations. I don't know if I should say this, but Channel 6 didn't even reply back to me.
That's odd. Well, they haven't been very, I don't know, they're not very good at picking talent, I don't think, for some reason. In some cases. They do have John.
Yeah.
John's a great guy, and John's a talented guy. But some of the other people they've picked over the years, or missed over the years. Do you know there's a woman that used to be on Channel 6 that's in Washington?
Network. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
She went from Channel 6 to network. Now she's
network.
in, what is it, NBC, right?
NBC or ABC?
No, no, it's NBC.
NBC. I can see her face. I don't remember her name.
It'll come to
But
me.
she like recently got a big
Oh
her
yeah,
own show.
She's the Washington correspondent for
Yeah.
NBC,
Yeah.
and she does a Saturday show too.
Yeah. But it all worked out with Channel 12.
Right.
And then I got here, and so right now I live about an hour away from my grandpa, and after like some time of, because they have assigned 2-year contracts.
Right.
After a little bit of that, I was very fulfilled with like being that close to my grandpa.
Right.
And just like
Ready to go?
the lifestyle here. So I'm like, I think I'll stick around here.
Yeah.
And then I think it's funny because I always had this dream of working in Boston.
Right.
But I don't feel that way anymore.
No.
It's a different speed,
Oh yeah.
like too much going on,
Right.
go, driving all over.
Yep.
When Rhode Island, you can really invest in a story, get to know
And you can
everyone.
get to a story.
Exactly,
in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I've stuck around. But that's basically why I came here. I was done with Fargo. I wanted to be by my grandpa. And at the time, I thought I really wanted to get to Boston one day.
Right. Well, a lot of people that have come through here have done very well,
Yes. Dylan Dreyer, too.
Yeah. She was on my show.
Was she?
Oh yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Come through here on my show.
Yeah.
Have been to Dylan Dreyer. I had her on the show as a favor to Catherine Tappan. who had been on my show, and right after she came on the show, she used the video. I gave her, she asked me for a tape, and she used it. She ended up at Channel 7 in Boston, and then she ended up with Nesson, and then she ended up, she did the last 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, yeah.
And Dylan Dreyer ended up on the Today Show.
Yep, yep. I think.
And my best one was with Channel 12. My favorite of all time, my favorite guest of all time was Christine Johnson, Channel 12.
Yep.
And she was like the backup girl on Channel 12.
Really?
Yeah, and I said, when she came on the show and I found out, get this one, she had been answering the phones for 5 years before they give her a shot on TV. 5 years. First of all, I don't know who would hang around 5 years before they got a chance to be in front of a camera.
Yeah.
You know what happens there. You know, she's answering phones and
Yeah.
she's calling different cities and police departments and stuff like that, right? When she ever told me that, she come on the show, I says, who's running that place? Ronnie Millsap and Ray Charles? Meaning 2 blind people, by the way. Because first of all, she's beautiful, number one, and she got a personality that just radiates. And I ended up having her on the show 3 times. And the second time she was on the show, she told me that somebody had saw her on my show, who was down in, because this show used to be carried down the Cape, and somebody, Howard, down in Howard on the Cape, had seen the show, and his brother was a big, I guess a big agent in LA, and he called his brother and he said, you got to see this woman on TV here, local TV. So I got a phone call from the cable studio asking if I would allow them to get a copy. They wanted a tape. So I said, of course. And she got the tape, they got the tape, and they contacted her, and she called me to say, you won't believe this. She says, I'm being picked up by MSNBC. And the irony of the whole thing is, when she was on the show the first time, I said to her, I said, you know something? You're not going to be here very long. I said, I can see you, I predict, within 3 to 5 years, you will be filling in for Katie Couric on NBC on the Today Show. It was 3 years. She called me, she said, after she got contacted by them after the second time she was on the show, well, she told me about it the second time, she ended up with MSNBC to give her a 2 in the morning show or something. And she called me one night and she said, you will not believe this, I am filling in for Katie Couric tomorrow morning. I don't even know why I even said that, but it's just something that came to me that I just...
Well, I'm sure when you said that, like people are, a lot of, I think, talent and news people are missing that, like, that drive of the one person that believed in them.
Right, yeah.
And that power can bring this, like, new energy on you that lets you blossom and really flourish into, like, the person you were supposed to be on TV.
Right.
You got to be that for her.
Well, nice you
She
say
needed
that.
to hear it. And I think a lot of people get held back.
Right,
Because
right.
they
Or
don't
put
have
down.
that, or
Yeah.
put down because they don't have that voice. So I'll give yourself some credit for that, because she probably needed to hear that to be the best version of herself.
And you know what
to
she
get
does
there.
now? You know what she
Yeah.
is now? Channel 2 in Boston, right? I mean, New York.
New York,
Channel
yep.
2. WCBS. There's nothing
Yep.
bigger than that, right?
Yep.
In this country.
When I first got here, people showed me her, because she's got some Asian in her, maybe.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, she's like 4. And kind of the same thing as you. She's a military brat.
Yeah.
She all over the world. I think her father was in the Air Force. And she's Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Swedish, Italian, and Irish or something. A hell of a combination. It looks good on it too.
You named my 3: Japanese,
Cut it out.
Irish, and Italian.
No way. Wow.
Yeah. Everyone always asks if Losciuto is Asian. I'm like, are you serious?
No, I know
no,
that.
it's
That's
Italian.
That's Italian. That's why I thought. I said maybe she'd been married before or
Yeah.
something with that last name. You know. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Italy?
No.
Neither have I, and that
gotta
really
go.
sucks. I know that
Once
really
I make
stinks.
it big,
Yeah.
me, you, and Christine will go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my grandparents have passed away, but my grandparents lived in Japan,
Right.
obviously, so we went a lot
To
as
Japan.
kids. Yep, it was amazing.
I like Japan.
Yeah.
I've been there
You've been?
twice.
What parts?
Reseda and No, not Reseda. What am I thinking of?
I don't
Narita.
Narita, yep,
Sorry about that. Narita and Tokyo, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so my mom is from Hokkaido, which is like where Sapporo is.
I know the names you're
So it's
talking
like
about.
it's far from Tokyo.
Right.
It's like its own island type of thing, but. So we went there a lot, more of the country, but I love Japan.
Oh, God, yeah. You know what I love the most about Japan? The people.
Yeah. Everyone's so polite.
You want to slap them because everybody's smiling all the
Yeah.
time. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Same thing in Thailand and Taiwan. Same thing. The people are just so nice over in the Asia. That the ones I've run into anyway.
And that was actually a little bit why I went to Hawaii, because
Right? The Asian population there is big.
in Hawaii there's more Japanese food than American food.
Really? Yeah.
And my mother was able to visit me. Just the plane rides were easy. Alaska to Hawaii. She'll spend 2-3 days with me, and then Hawaii to Japan.
Right.
It was quick, direct flights. So
Yeah. You're breaking it up.
yeah,
too.
you break it up, and it's fun the whole time.
It's not so much from here.
No, this would be a nightmare from here.
Oh, yeah. I've done it.
Yeah, like 18-hour days.
Yeah. Well, even worse. I went one time from here to Chicago to Japan. I got stuck in Japan in of all things, a snowstorm, which I don't think is very normal. They told me, unless you're up on the mountains.
Yeah.
But not in Tokyo.
No, not Tokyo.
Oh, they got a snowstorm. I was stuck there,
Yeah.
and I ended up going to Taiwan. I think for that trip, Taiwan or Thailand. But it's another 7 hours from Japan to go to either one of those places. And I like the trips, but that's like 26 hours.
Yeah.
That whole trip. When you figure in because it's 13 hours from Chicago to Japan's 13 hours, right?
I don't know. That sounds about right, though.
I think it's from Chicago to Japan is 13 because I've done it from Chicago to Japan, and another time from San Francisco to Japan. One of them was 13 hours and 2 minutes. I forget which one.
I think from San Francisco wouldn't be as long. So.
Right, so it must have been
it's
Chicago. Must have been Chicago because I know it was 2 or 3 hours. Well, 2 hours from here to Chicago, and then a couple hours of a layover, and from Chicago to Japan, and then a layover there, and from there to Taiwan, another 7 hours.
Anywhere else on your list that you want to go to?
I always wanted to go to Australia, but I really don't feel that well about it, that strongly about it anymore. Because I've been to most of the other countries, most of the other. I've been to all the other continents except Antarctica, of course. But I don't have any interest in going to, especially after all the fires they've had and all the heat they have over there. I don't want to be there near that. I don't want fires, and I don't want 100-degree weather every day. And that's what they got in a lot of Australia now. Really
You'll have
bad.
to add Alaska to the list.
I always did like the idea of going to Alaska. I would like to go to Alaska.
They have all those cruises, too, that take you to different places.
Yes, that's another thing. But I always looked at that as that's an old man's cruise. I'm not going to take that yet. I'm not ready for that. I'm looking into a cruise that starts in Rome.
Really?
Yes. There's a hell of a nice cruise that's happening. In fact, they have 3 or 4 versions of it. They run it it's a 14-day cruise, leaves out of Rome. It hits 3 places in Italy, 3 or 4 places in Italy, 3 places in Italy proper, and then Sicily, and then it goes to France, Spain, and Portugal, and the Azores, and then it comes across the country, and across the world, I mean, across the Atlantic, I should say, and it ends up in Bermuda, and then it finishes off in New York.
There must be a 3-day thing of no stops at least,
No,
right?
it's 5.
5 of just
of course,
just
across the
going?
ocean,
Yeah.
5 days, yeah.
Wow. That would be fun.
14-day cruise, and it's cheap as hell. That's called a repositioning cruise. That's when a ship leaves one port of call, like in the Mediterranean, and moves to the Caribbean. So not everybody can take that much time off, first of all. And the other thing, a lot of people don't like the idea of being on a boat for 5 days. But you're on a boat that's the size of a city.
Yeah.
140,000 ton boat. It's 3.5 football fields long.
Yeah. I've done 1 cruise in my life.
Really?
Yep. And actually, we got back to, it left out of Miami, It went to like the Caribbeans and
Right.
whatever. I got back to Miami like as COVID was really starting.
Oh, no.
So like we're on the cruise, we're not really on the internet or whatever, but
Right.
I'm like, oh, they're shutting down all the restaurants in Rhode Island. I'm like, oh, whatever. So.
Oh, that had to be terrible.
Well, at the time we didn't really know exactly the extent.
Because I remember when that first started, they were isolating
yeah,
boats. They
yep.
were putting them. They wouldn't even let them come to shore, right?
Yeah, if people were sick, they would just keep them out in sea.
Out in sea, yeah.
And we kept thinking, like, if our cruise was booked like 1 week later, I probably would have just said, let's not even like try this. Like it's too risky.
You may not even go.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go
yeah.
because
But
I
if
said
you
we're
were-
going to end up like those people just
Yes,
out at
yes.
sea forever.
Because there were people who were stuck out in sea for a while.
Like weeks.
Exactly, exactly.
And they wouldn't let you out of your room.
That's the other thing. Yeah, you can't even do anything.
You can't even enjoy the pool or anything. But I like cruises. The one I went on, great deal.
I love cruises.
Great deal, fun, always something to do.
Well, how's this for a deal? What do you think? And I'm only looking at a suite, which is the most expensive one, right? You got the inside cabin, the outside cabin with a view, with a window, and you got the outside cabin with a balcony, and then you got a suite, right? Suite being the most expensive of the four. What do you think a 14-night cruise, 15 days, 14-night cruise would cost? With all those items, 9 stops. You got Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, the Azores, and Bermuda.
A suite, I'm gonna guess around at least 3,000.
Well, you'd normally be way off. You're talking about 12,000
Wow, really?
for a suite. Oh yeah.
Okay.
3,000.
We're not looking at the same cruises.
Wait a minute. 3,000 would be a cruise to the Caribbean for eight nights.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't pay that much.
No, but did you have a suite?
No, you're right. Suite is a new level.
Double.
Okay.
Suite is at least double what a
Is it?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So like 8,000?
The regular price and that was over 12. The price I got was 2,400.
Really?
2,400 bucks. Yeah.
How? You just know people?
No, you just have to know where to go. You know,
True.
I picked this particular venue that I go to. I've been on 13 cruises.
Yeah.
So-
Experienced cruiser.
Exactly. And I tell people all the time, it's the best vacation you can have. You can't beat it because
All
where
you can
can you
eat?
go? All the best of food.
Yeah.
Excellent food, right? You get all kinds of entertainment. The entertainment on the cruise is excellent, right? Plus the stops, the islands, the space you go. And I get people to say to me, well, you know, I want to spend more time at a place or this place or that place. How do you know if you've never been to the
Yeah.
place? And what if you book a place to go there for a week and you don't like it?
Yeah.
Or if you go there and they don't have any real entertainment. Or if you go there and you don't like their food. At least on a cruise, you got the best of foods, real good entertainment, right? You're going to a different location every day, every other day. And I don't see how you can beat it.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I like the cruise concept because when you go to these places, you know how you can set up like excursions through
Right,
the cruise?
yes, yeah.
It feels safer
Yeah.
and less work. You're not like lost and thinking like, what should I do while I'm here? Just already have it planned. You do that, come back.
So when you went on the Caribbean cruise, did you go to St. Thomas at all?
We did.
I'll give you a little secret, St. Thomas. I probably shouldn't say this on the air. You go to St. Thomas, instead of going on one of those excursions, which cost you like $80 to go swim with the
fish and
the fish,
yeah,
what
snorkel.
they call them, not the starfish.
Stingrays?
Stingrays.
Yep, I saw them.
Or you go to Stingrays, right? That's like a $79 cruise, and you're in a big bus with a whole bunch of other people. Instead, before I leave Rhode Island, I rent a car, a Jeep, on the island. You get off the boat, everybody's getting off the boat and climbing in the buses. I walk across the street, up this hill, and go to this little place they got there, a little rental, and I rent the Jeep. The Jeep's waiting for me, 60-something bucks. Maybe it's 80 now.
Yeah.
And it was me and my son, and I ran into this couple from Toronto with 2 kids. And I said, they're going to buy it. And you're talking
Yeah.
$80 times 4. And I said, don't do that. Come with me.
Yeah.
We'll put you with this. I got a big Jeep, right? And we went around. We went to that place they were going for $80 a piece. And we went to 3 other
Yeah.
things because we had the whole day.
Yeah.
And it cost me about $8 in gas. And the whole trip was like $68. And he was shocked. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Much cheaper.
And I saved them a few $100, plus they got to see 4 times as much as they would have seen.
Yeah. I really liked St. Thomas.
Yeah, I do too. It's one of my favorite islands.
I think I would go there without the cruise.
Now, I would do that. That's
Yeah.
one island I would go to. St. Martin also, I think.
Yes.
I'll tell you what.
I think we went there.
No?
I think we went to 2 saints. I don't know which ones.
St. Croix, maybe? Or St. Lucia?
I'll have to look it up.
St. Bart. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. St. Martin is 2 different islands. It's half and half. Half French, half Dutch. The French side is spelled M-A-R-T-I-N. The Dutch side is M-A-A-R-T-A-N. And it's totally different. The
Okay.
two sides are totally different. The food's different. Everything. The ambiance is different. One's more expensive. The French side's more expensive than the Dutch side. But it's pretty interesting. I really like the island of Martinique.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful island. All the cabs are Mercedes-Benz. I mean, it's a real
Really?
classy island.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. I also like Barbados. Barbados is a great island.
We might have gone there. I don't remember at this point. It was 2020. I got to go on another cruise.
I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
That was only 3 years ago, you know.
Every day is a blur these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you work too hard every day.
Yeah. Well, that's why you need a cruise.
Yeah,
For a break.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I went to Costa Rica in December.
Now, I've not been there, and I always want to go there.
Well,
No?
so my friend got married. My friend from Hawaii.
Oh,
So
yep.
she got married. We went to one of those resorts. I feel bad saying this, but the food wasn't great at the resort.
Right.
Yeah. And we basically were just, it was so like secluded that if you wanted to do something, it was like 2-3 hours away from where the resort was.
Really?
But it was beautiful. There were
In
monkeys
Hawaii?
everywhere. Costa Rica.
Okay, what am I
Costa
saying?
Rica.
Oh, I
Yes.
think yeah.
Yeah. So that was the big last trip I did.
Really? A lot of expats down there, right? A lot of Americans down there, I
Yes.
understand, right?
Yes. So.
Because it's gotten real expensive, because I thought about buying something down
Oh,
there. but
really?
Yeah, yeah. But then, first of all, I'd go down there and check it out first. But from what I've been told, it's a real nice place to be. You know, so beautiful. They got a rainforest there.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to do some excursions, but it was just like too much money to like.
Well, that's where they get
Yeah.
you. They kill you with those
Yeah,
excursions.
because they know that we'll pay and
Right,
stuff. I said,
right.
no, I'll just sit by the
They
pool.
got you. They got you. They got you. Have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
The cruise stopped at San Juan.
I thought it might. That's
So,
why
yep.
I said that. Yeah.
I was there for a few hours.
Did you go? Where'd you go? Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and St. Thomas, maybe.
Yes.
That's probably.
And Tortola?
Tortola, yeah.
Yes. And yeah, that was
What
it.
was it? Royal Caribbean?
Norwegian
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what. Okay.
on the Encore.
Aha.
It was newer ship.
And by the way, the cruise I just told
Yeah.
you about, the 14-day cruise, is Norwegian.
Norwegian?
Yeah, Norwegian breakaway, I think.
Okay.
Breakaway
I
is
like
the
it.
ship.
I'm not an expert, but
Yep.
I like
That's
the
a good cruise
Norwegian.
line. That's a good cruise line.
It's like you can eat whenever you want. I hear the other
Right.
ones you have to, there's like a schedule.
Set date, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. But they do have options. Nowadays, they've kind of varied from that. You can go to the regular meals, the early seating or the late seating. I always take the late seating because I'm a late nighter anyway. I could not eat at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, me neither.
It just can't do it. So I want it's 8:30, I think, the seating. And then the entertainment is twice. It's the early entertainment and the later entertainment.
And you do the later one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But they also have, a lot of cruises now, they'll have an Italian restaurant, they'll have a French restaurant, right? And they'll have a
Yes.
Japanese restaurant.
Some of the best food.
Oh,
ever.
yeah. They get the best chefs in the world on these ships.
I feel like since living here, I always go to the same few restaurants. I need to expand my local eating more.
Okay, where do you like? Where do you go?
So I spend a lot of time in Smithfield.
Okay,
So have you been to Blackie's?
yes.
Love Love Blackie's.
They moved. They used to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're in a new space now.
Yep.
Um,
That restaurant's been about 5 restaurants to where they are now.
Really?
Oh, that's been a lot of restaurants over the years.
the Coast Guard House is my favorite.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Like, so good. The linguine and clams there.
Yep.
So good that if I really feel like it, I'll drive there by myself.
Wow.
And eat the pasta and then drive home.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, where else?
Let's see, where else? I don't go to Providence that much.
No.
Just because parking is never easy.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That will keep me from going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yep. Where else do I go?
Italian food. Where do you like Italian food? Where's your Italian food to go?
Well,
Or do you like Italian
I
food?
do. I do like Italian food. I finally went to Venda like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
I thought it was amazing. But again, it's hard to get to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you go across the street, a little ways down, go see Oliver in Roma.
Okay, I've heard they have the best Caesar wraps ever.
Okay.
And I love Caesar
And they have a
wraps.
parking lot.
Really?
Yes, right across the side street.
That is good
And
to
you
know.
go in there and you tell Oliver that I sent you.
Okay. Oliver at Roma's.
He's the owner.
Maybe I'll go tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah.
And they have great pizza, too.
Oh, I love pizza.
They have great pizza.
I love pizza. Yeah, I guess I don't go out to eat for Italian a lot.
Right.
Even though I do really like it.
How about Luigi's in Johnston?
I haven't been there.
Luigi's a great place. Ralph is
But
the
my
owner.
boyfriend lives right by there.
Yep.
So
That's a good place.
Yes.
Do you eat veal?
I would.
They
I
have
would.
great veal there.
The
Great veal
problem
parmesan.
is my boyfriend.
Is a vegetarian. Don't tell me.
No, he's not a vegetarian.
I dated a girl like that before. I don't. That's
Ew,
tough. That's
yeah,
tough.
but he has
Stomach
issues,
Right.
so he doesn't eat Italian.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't eat red sauce.
I'm that way.
Really?
Yes.
But you still have options.
I do eat it though once in a while. If I want veal, if I'm in the mood for good veal parmesan, Luigi's is one of the places I'll go. Twin Oaks is another place I'll
Oh,
go.
Twin Oaks.
You can't get a bad meal there, and they have
Yes.
such a variety of food. It's unbelievable in that place. It really is.
I've not ate there, but I've been there for work,
Oh,
so I need to go there.
big. We were talking about it earlier. Twin Oaks is dollar for dollar the
Yeah.
best buy in the state. I think.
Okay.
And you get quality, quantity, and price. You get a lot of food, and the food is always good, and the prices, they're not killing you. It's not $40 for a meal there.
Yeah. So Twin Oaks and Roma's. I'm doing that this month.
There you go. And if you like fish, you like fish?
I do.
I like baked scrod or baked
Yeah.
haddock or that stuff. Wednesday special at Twin Oaks is baked scrod. You can have it 2 ways. You can have stuff with just regular stuffing or stuff with seafood stuff.
Oh,
and
I love
and
that.
their specials on Wednesday, but they have it almost every day.
Yeah. I live near Uncle Tony's. I eat their seafood a lot.
Really?
Yes. Is it not that good? I think it's good.
It's okay, yeah.
But I need to explore a little bit
Yeah.
more.
No, Uncle Tony's is okay.
Yeah.
They have a couple of veal dishes that are pretty
Yeah?
good. Yeah, they do.
I haven't had veal in years. My aunt, who used to live in Kingston, Mass, made me veal years ago.
I know there's the Luciano. Are you familiar with Luciano's? Luciano is he has commercials on TV. Real strong Italian accent. And he sits with a baseball hat, real hot ticket. He's been on my show before. And Luciano, his original restaurant is it's in Foxborough. I guess. No, just before Foxborough. Anyway, Rentham. And he has 4 or 5 other restaurants. 4 of them are in Rhode Island. And he has one in Lincoln, right across from the Lincoln Mall. Trattorina or something they call it.
Yeah, Trattoria's.
Trattorio
Some.
Restaurante.
Yeah.
Well, he has that one. He has one in Smithfield. He has one down in South County. And they're awesome.
Okay.
They're a little pricey, but the food's
Everything's
excellent.
pricey these days.
The food is excellent.
I am okay with spending money on good food.
Well, if you go to his place in Lincoln, he has the expensive one.
And then like a to-go mart type of thing, right?
Then at the other end, he has a pizza place.
Really?
The same. He's taken over the whole plaza.
Yeah.
I think he's got one more space to take over, and he'll have the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have to try that. I always drive by there and think that
Food
because
is very good. I had a meatballs. I went with a couple of friends there before I went in the hospital, a couple of weeks ago, and I had ordered a meatball. Thank God I ordered just a meatball because I saw some, just before I put the order in, I was going to put the order in for a couple of meatballs and just a platter of meatballs, a plate of meatballs. And I saw the meatball, and no baloney, it was the size of a baseball, the
Wow.
meatball. It was very large meatball, and it was very good, by the way.
yeah, I love that. I love meatballs. So good.
And I make that a lot. See, I make a lot of,
Really?
oh yeah, I make
Yeah.
a lot of Italian. I used to own an Italian restaurant
Where?
back in the, long before you were,
Yeah.
before you were born, back in the 80s.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't cook at all.
No?
I'll admit that here. Yep.
Oh no.
Yep. Well, I'll learn one day.
But that's the case. That's the case of a lot of people nowadays.
Yeah.
They just don't have that. If you don't have it, like, come from the family, and it wasn't even from my mother, and it was, my father died when I was a kid, but my mother didn't cook at all.
Yeah.
She couldn't boil water, but my older sister could cook like hell, and I learned a lot of cooking from her, especially Italian.
Yeah.
Italian
So
cooking.
my grandfather in Massachusetts, he's like full Italian.
Oh,
He married a full Irish woman.
the most common combination.
Is
you know
it?
that?
No.
Oh, absolutely.
I did not know that.
And Italian and Irish are the #1 combination in Rhode Island and probably Massachusetts.
I did
also.
not know that. But my grandmother, I never got to meet her. She passed away when my father was still 20, like before 25 type
Right.
of thing. But she was like a hell of a cook.
Yep.
And my dad can cook really well.
He learned from her.
He learned from her, and we always talk about like he will eventually give that all to me so I can learn something. But my dad is a really, really good cook. My mom too.
Yep.
She makes a lot of like Japanese dishes, but
Yeah.
my father is a really, really good cook, and I should learn sooner or later.
Yeah, yeah.
And he visits me because when he comes to see me, he can see his father as well. So it
Oh.
all works out. So next time he's here, I'll make him teach
Yeah.
me some stuff. And then I'll take him to Twin Oaks.
Twin Oaks, yeah, yeah. I make a lot of pizzas.
Yes.
But not so much in the summer. It's
Yeah.
too hot. But yeah, all winter I make pizzas. I'll make three
What
three
is your
nights a week.
favorite?
Huh?
What's your favorite toppings?
Anything with meat,
Yeah.
any kind of meat, just about. The only topping I won't eat on a pizza is anchovies.
Yeah.
That's just kind of ruins the
I
whole
was
pizza.
getting worried that you'd say olives, because
No.
olives are like my favorite.
I love olives. I'm serious. I love black olives.
Yes, black
I
olives.
love black olives.
Any type of olives.
I put a whole bunch or a can or whatever of black olives. I chop them up and I put them on the pizza. And I don't buy the ones that are already cut.
Yeah,
I like
not
to
as
cut my
good.
own olives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I put a whole on a pizza. I make a big sheet pizza most of the time. Sometimes we do it a big round pizza, 20-inch round pizza, but that's a big pizza. 20 inches is a big pizza. Or I'll do a rectangular pizza. And sometimes I make 2 or 3 of them a night.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then I give them away.
Yeah.
I'll eat 3 or 4 pieces and I'll give away.
Put me
small
on that
pizza.
list
Yeah?
so I can eat some pizza.
There you go. Yeah, sometimes I make it half and half, just all vegetable and then all meat. I mix them and match them and I bring them out to different places. I give my neighbors, give my friends pizzas.
You know everyone, it seems.
Well, I know, I've been
A lot.
around a long time, so
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm trying to think of where else that you would like you like seafood?
I do.
Again, we'll go back to Twin Oaks. The best, do you like lobster?
I love lobster. It's not my favorite. Like, clams are like my number one.
I had somebody brought me some clams, direct from the ocean
Really?
clams the other day, and I made them I made a sauce and a linguine, and I put them in, and
Ooh.
I steamed them, and I also cut up some potatoes too, and I put some potatoes in them, and I put some chorizo, and I steamed them up, and I had myself a little clam boil. Oh, and I put some pork sausage into it too. That's the way they do it around here.
But is there a good lobster dish at Twin Oaks?
Twin Oaks has 2 very good lobster dishes. Lobster, I'm sure you know, is quite expensive. And you go to any place and get a lobster salad roll, And first of all, most places, they put them on a hot dog bun, which is really troublesome because you're going to get something for $30 and it's on a hot dog bun.
Yeah.
Well, their lobster salad plate, they have two versions. They have a cold and a hot. The hot version is 4 lobster tails
Wow.
with a bowl of butter in the middle. I prefer the cold lobster,
Me too.
which is all lobster meat on a bed of lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers, and they put mayonnaise on the side. There's nothing in the lobster but lobster, in the lobster salad but lobster, and it is huge. The lobster salad roll. I brought the governor, the now governor, and his wife, after he got elected, I brought them there one night, and he was totally impressed because it also comes with pasta.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That sounds delicious.
it's excellent, and anytime it comes rolling by, and so the people turn heads, you know, looking at this thing coming by.
I'll have to take my parents there when they visit because
And you don't want to buy 3 or 4 of them. You want to buy 1 or 2 of them.
it'll be
Because
enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Plenty of food.
Absolutely. A friend of mine started a trend there a long time ago. He asked him one time, he said, "Do you have hot dog buns?" And he says, "Oh, yeah, we have hot dogs for kids." He said, because he had his 2 little kids with him. He said, "Can you give me 5 hot dog buns? I'll pay for them, whatever they are." And he made lobster salad sandwiches out of all of them.
yeah.
They had ordered 2 of them, and when he saw how much he got there, him and
would
the
have
2
been
kids
enough.
ate one plate, and they put the other plate to go. And then on the way home, well, they made lobster salad sandwiches with the hot dog buns, right, while they were there.
Yeah.
And with the other one, they put it to go, and they bought a couple packages of hot dog buns on the way home. He said, "I had lobster salad rolls for 3 days."
Yeah. Wow. That's a good deal.
It's the best deal around, really is. It really is. There's a lot of good food there. There's a lot of great restaurants in Rhode Island. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm not thinking of a lot of places, but there are everywhere in
Yes.
Rhode Island. You can't find, you could never go to all of them. Like the
Yeah.
Spain restaurant's another great restaurant. There's 2 of them. There's one in Narragansett, and there's a Spain on Reservoir Avenue in Cranston.
Okay.
Very nice restaurant. Little higher class, little more dollars, but you know, you're getting your money's worth.
Yes.
You know, I don't mind paying for something as long as it's good.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than paying for something and it stinks.
I was just about to say that. That makes me really angry.
Oh man, does that bother me?
It makes me. I was gonna say that multiple times. It makes me so angry.
Really? Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. You talk about, you feel like you're getting.
Yeah. It's
Getting
like I just
taken.
wasted my money.
Exactly.
And the space in my stomach.
Yeah, because you can't eat it. I mean, I have had only a couple of times where I wouldn't eat it, but even when you eat something that's not that good, and you say, "Man, I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I ate that."
Have you been to Los Andes? I haven't been there, but that's like the one that everyone tells me to go to.
Is that in Providence?
It's in Providence. It's like
Chalkstone Avenue.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's the
Peruvian or something.
no,
maybe?
no, it's Brazilian.
Yeah, something.
Brazilian steakhouse is what it is. That used to be the Chalkstone House, going back in the day. You know?
Okay.
As everybody says in Rhode Island, it used to be,
It used
or
to
what
be
it was.
this.
It used to be the Chalkstone House. It's on the corner of Chalkstone Avenue and I don't know the side street. It's right near the hospital. It's right near Roger Williams Hospital.
Should I go there?
Yeah, I've never eaten there, but
Okay.
I've been told by many people. It's
That's
very
what
good.
everyone says. That was like what everyone told me to try.
Big steaks, big on steaks, big on Brazilian steaks.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's different, you know.
I also spend a lot of time in Newport, like for
Okay.
fun, just walking around,
All right,
looking at the water.
cheap deal in Newport would be Benjamin's. It's right on right on the boulevard there, the main boulevard, America's Cup Boulevard.
Yep.
And it's on the 2nd floor.
Okay,
Of
so a little hidden.
Yeah, there's a stairway on the side, outside stairway on the side. The other place is just across the street, but as you're going around to Thames, at the very beginning of Thames, it's right on the right, just before Christie's. It's on 2 floors, and it's 2 different restaurants now, I think. It used to be 1, but I think it's 2 different restaurants now.
Is it the Red Parrot or
That's
something?
across the street.
Okay, so the other side.
That's pretty good, too. The Red Parrot's good.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good restaurants in Newport. But again, they're pricey because they're
They're
taking
Newport,
advantage
yeah, of all
of the
the.
tourists.
Tourists.
So I don't like paying for tourists
Yeah.
place. But there's another good place just over the line, and seafood-wise, what's the name of it? Mike's, I think. It's right in Middletown. If you're driving through Newport, you go to Middletown, and as you're turning to the left, just following the road, it's on the right, and it's set back, way back off the street, and it's not fancy at all, but they have great seafood there.
Okay.
I think it's Mike's. I think that's the name of it.
I'll have to look it up.
I'll find out for sure the name of it, because a friend of mine goes there often. But it's very good, and it's much less expensive than there. And you go to Bristol, there's a lot of good restaurants in Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol too. But parking,
Well, yeah.
not as easy,
Yeah, yeah.
but I can't let that stop me, so.
No, well, you can always park on the main street,
Yeah.
on Hope Street, or when you get into Bristol, immediately take the right, and there's a big parking lot right there near the water. That's
I've been
Thames
to-
Street too. That's also called Thames Street.
Have you been to the Beach House in Bristol?
Yes.
I like that place. I like
And
the
Joseph.
atmosphere.
Joseph's is another one. It's good. It's right
Joseph's.
on Hope Street in
Okay.
Bristol. That's a good one.
I'll have to take a look. Summer is going by so fast.
I know, we're in August 3rd.
know.
It's August 3rd. Like I said, 79 minutes of daylight.
Daylight.
We're losing
We're
this
losing.
month alone.
But then it's your
sad.
favorite season. Why do you like fall so much? Like
Because it's
football?
beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, speaking of, football's tonight.
It starts tonight already?
Tonight.
Who's playing?
The Chicago Bears are playing, the New York Jets.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to follow with my dad a lot, but
Yep.
now it's just like, it's part of work for me now, too, you know?
So you're a
Patriots fan.
Have you always been a Patriot fan?
Always.
Really?
Since we were kids.
And a Red Sox fan,
Red
too,
Sox fan.
I found out, huh? Wow. They're having a tough time this year, once again.
That's, my dad tells me. I get my news from him when it comes to the sports stuff.
It's either third time in the last 4 years or the fourth time in the last 5 years that they may not make the playoffs. They still got a shot yet, but not a good one to make the playoffs this year.
But the great thing about that is no matter where we lived, my dad would if the Red Sox were in town, he'd take us.
Oh, nice.
Like in Virginia or LA, so
Yep.
that's why I think I've always had like a sweet spot for
Right. And believe it or
Getting
not,
back here.
I'm a Baltimore Oriole fan, living
Really?
in Rhode Island. Yeah.
I've been to that stadium.
Yes. Oh, I love that stadium. That's still one of my favorite stadiums. Probably it is my favorite stadium. And that's the best place to watch a Red Sox game. It
Yeah.
costs you less money to watch a game there than it would in Fenway.
Really?
And much more comfortable.
Yeah, easier to get to.
Yeah. I used to drive down there.
From here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's only a 6-hour ride to go to this beautiful park. And you get in the stadium for like $15.
Yeah.
It's like a mortgage to go to Fenway Park, right? It's just, and
These
plus the
days.
seats are so close together in Fenway Park because they're still back in when people were much smaller. You know, people are a lot bigger now than they were in 1906 or whatever the stadium was built, 1908, something like that. Yeah, when that stadium was built, people were a lot smaller, so the seats are small, and they're not very comfortable. So I'd rather have Baltimore.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I remember going there as a kid.
All right, so we got to figure these things out. I'm going to send you a list of
Yes.
restaurants that you got to try, and I'm going to send you some information on the cruises, and we got to wrap it up.
I
We did
know.
an hour. You did an hour with
We
Bob.
could have talked.